live?
That's really creepy.
I mean, we are go get your drink, Dave. We've already ruined the intro to the episode. Welcome to week 28. Yet another week of terrible. Go get your drink. Get the drink so you can be back for your fucking introduction.
Go get your drink, Dave. Dave, go get your drink.
Oh wait.
Dave, go get your drink.
Fine.
Dave, go get your drink.
Just doubling down on how much he's gonna wreck the intro. So, I remember when this show was only supposed to last 5 weeks, and now we're on week 28. So, I don't know. I think we need to do something big around episode 30. I'm not sure.
I mean, shouldn't we have done something big around last episode would have been the halfway point of a year. So, you know.
That was assuming we met constantly, which we haven't.
Right. I mean, but the halfway point of 52 weeks, which is how many weeks during?
All right. So, I want to, everybody that watches Star Wars Shadow of War, consider going to youtube.com/APGamingREAL and checking out not Reign of Winter. Jesus, what's the new campaign? Winter's Edge.
Oh yeah.
It has okay, so here's the important part.
What's that one called? God damn it. I don't even
I know.
What's the show
Listen, I'm very behind tonight. Go check out Winter's Edge. It has Tux in it, and I'm not going to say much more, but Virgil
I don't got
and
any of that tux.
Virgil and Wreckage will both be involved in the campaign over the next couple of weeks as we try something new.
Awesome.
They've both approached me with a very cool idea.
Trench coats open.
No, that's
What day
okay.
did you say that was on?
Dave, you know what? Let's go ahead and do your intro to wipe
I'm gonna buy
Wreckage
some
from
dice.
our minds. Dave, how have you been this week?
Pretty good, man. I've been really busy, like fucking so busy at work. It's crazy. But I did spend some time playing Uncharted 4, which is really it's okay. It's not I mean it's an Uncharted game. I don't know what you would expect.
Okay. So
It's pretty much, I'm a dude who happens to be handsome even though I'm getting super old. I hit the uncanny valley super hard this version of the game. And I'm a white guy. So there you go. That's Uncharted. I
don't understand. Were you talking about yourself or a video game? I'm
literally
confused.
Nathan Drake. No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, you said you were super handsome,
I
getting
have that,
older, and you're a
No,
white
that's Nathan
guy.
Drake,
I'm
yeah.
confused. Like,
That's Nathan Drake. They're just like,
okay.
how can we make a guy look dirty, grubby, and handsome? Fucking Nathan Drake. That's how you do it.
do they have Donut Drake?
On Solo.
I don't know if they do. Han Solo got Harrison Ford is old. He's not handsome anymore. He's just old.
Yeah, but he's talking about the original Nathan Drake, scruffy, nerf herder, look.
Donut Drake was the best part of 2, so
Yeah.
Those nerf hurting quests are awful, though.
Yeah, they are. And I
They're
went back.
just so hard to hurt.
I went back into Star Wars Night
The Old Republic.
I made Coral. 100% made Coral. And that game, I tell you what, it's pretty boring game, but if you go into it playing a character, that game gets so fun. Because there's literally options in the game that are just Coral answers. Like literally like recite for me the Sith code. And I'm like, the dark side's pretty good, and the light side is like, eh. And that's like an answer you can give in the game, and it's fully voiced as well. And I'm just like, yes. The first like companion I got is a blue Twi'lek, and I'm just like, yes. So like, I don't know, the game is good, man.
awesome.
When you play it with that in mind, it's fucking awesome. And I'm super excited to play this episode. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be excellent.
I have no idea. I have almost nothing prepped for today's episode. I'm super
You'll have
duper
lots
busy.
of prep, and we exactly know what's going to happen.
Well, speaking of someone who helps keep me busy, let's talk to Tuxtradamus and Alloy
What
of
did Tux
Law.
ruin this week?
I ruined nothing.
Now that we're doing Alloy of Law, I've had to go through the Alloy of Law source book, which is itself like 500 pages with new rules about guns.
Yes.
Mhm.
And so I'm like,
I'm excited
okay,
when I
now I
actually
need to
will get a
figure out
chance
how
to
to have
play.
a guy stand still and shoot a gun.
I won't be able to play, but that does not mean that everyone else will not be able to play,
Is
because
it oldie guns in that game? Is it like, hang on, I got
Western.
they're like revolvers. It's like Wild
Revolvers.
West, basically, kind of, right?
Colt.
Yeah.
You
Colts.
roll your wrist whenever you fire the gun. It interferes with the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
Oh my god. Get out of here, Ocelot.
Yeah, I'm. super excited to- I'll probably be able to catch the end of it depending on when I get back. But besides that, we also have Winter's Edge coming up, and then we're gonna deal with some dwarf stuff. So that'll be really cool.
Oh, yeah. So let me tell you about Dwarven Puzzle Dungeons. Jesus.
You mean Sith puzzle dungeons?
No,
Yeah,
I
last week
definitely
we
mean
met-
dwarves.
We met like one of the best characters, friggin' Boswin.
As someone pointed out, yes, Boswin is a female name, which should tell you quite a bit about the character.
He's a post-op?
No.
Okay.
His
puzzle
mom
dungeon.
just named
What's
him.
important is he's my new dwarven best friend, and that's all that's
I
important.
guess that's true. Everybody's his best friend.
I know, and I'm okay with that. I'm naming it.
Do you want this fish? I have
As
I
someone
have
who
a
lives
fish for you. He's
in
traditional
Minnesota.
dwarven present.
As someone who lives in Minnesota and is of Scandinavian ancestry, Boswin was super offensive and
Really?
almost ended our
Jesus.
friendship, honestly. But I got over it because I'm
Oh,
an adult.
boo-hoo. Man, people who use accents. Oh, Dave! Crikey, I've got an Australian accent. I know you're offended by this, but everybody else is mildly entertained.
Is
Also,
that
I'm a
if that's
criminal,
your
and I'm
Australian
normally
accent?
drunk.
That's actually pretty bad.
That's actually really bad.
I know it's really bad. That was
I mean, the mo-
intentional.
You need to twang it more instead of being like, I'm high pitched and British. You need to be like,
It
Australian.
was
You gotta
intentionally
round out your sounds
bad.
with
to-
Australian.
Round out?
Everything. Round
Jesus.
out everything with Australian.
Okay, so let's jump to maybe Virgil, who might
Round it.
understand
Virgil?
satire. Do you get satire?
No, I'm more of just like a slapstick guy.
Okay, right, of course.
Balls and all that.
Things good. I'm ready for some Star Warsing. I've been actually pretty excited about spending some time on Tatooine and having adventures here because we haven't been here yet. And
oh
that
yeah, we can
means
Wreckage's character this episode with plot.
yeah, and we can do whatever the fuck we want because we're probably just gonna leave this planet and never come back.
Yeah, we could set up some slave trade. I hear that's pretty
Oh,
good in this. planet.
Super illegal.
oh yeah, we were
eliminated by the
thinking
Empire.
about freeing some slaves.
Yeah. Anything else from that, Virgil?
No, let's
I heard
get
you've been.
on with it.
Listen, you're
Okay,
underselling yourself. I heard you've been working really hard on some music on your SoundCloud.
Actually, I've been doing a shit ton of music.
Yeah, have you been
Zircon
streaming
5
any
is
of
the
it?
SoundCloud. Yeah.
So you're saying you can go to soundcloud.com/Zircon5, just like your Twitch name. People
Mhm.
can listen to your music.
It's awesome music.
I've
And-
heard that if they enjoy it, they can head to twitch.tv/Zircon5 and donate and commission work from you.
Yeah, I do commission work.
I
done some
myself
work.
have commissioned from you. It's a pretty good
Yeah.
idea.
I did work for the StarCraft 2 virtual novel SE2VN. It's a free game on Steam. Go check it out if you like virtual novels or esports. It's really good, and the soundtrack is amazing because
Did the new one get funded?
the new one got funded. So
Cool.
the sequel or prequel rather.
Don't
yeah,
forget our esports stream.
the Brood War prequel is gonna come out. I'm in talks with the team, Team 1111 again. So probably
You
gonna be
mean
working with those guys.
1111.
Super stoked. And yeah, if you just want to leave a tip, I do have a tip jar on the twitch.tv/Zircon5 if you enjoy any of the content.
I got beef with SC2VN. What's her name? Riva?
But yeah,
Did not get to touch butts with her. I was super upset. Like,
yeah, no.
it was all about, what's her name? Like, loudmouth angry girl.
That was the highest tier of Kickstarter backer, so only,
I'm so upset.
You didn't pay enough money to touch a butt.
yeah,
I
you didn't get
mean,
any of the hentai scenes. you
She
didn't
was
get any
she
of
was a
the
Terran player. We were perfect for each other.
meant to be.
What are you saying about Terran players, man?
He wants to be
that
tearing
me,
it up, is what he's saying.
me and Terran
Heyo.
players are the best ever. I play Protoss, and I like to combo with Terran. That's all I'm saying, ladies out there. If you're a Terran
Ladies.
player, let me know. I'll ride your dropships.
What if I told you I played Terran?
Whoa.
I'm sorry, Dave. I just don't.
North Dakota.
I don't fly in your fleet that way.
Moldova.
Your battle cruisers might be operational, but my mothership is
Taro
something.
would do,
Anyway,
baby.
let's jump to
Don't fire your Yamato cannons at me, bruh.
And Taro Tassadar, motherfucker.
Intaro Zeratul. Zeratul sacrificed so much.
I feel like you guys are doing it wrong if Jeff in Control Robinson doesn't actually have a speaking part in that game.
You know, we had day 9 in the last game.
Yeah, he was the
Oh, wow.
tutorial.
You
Yeah.
should literally get Jeff in there, and he can be like a romance option.
That's a really good idea,
hilarious.
actually. I should go ask Jet.
Like he's the only male you can romance.
Okay,
Some of
so
the team members work for Twitch and stuff, so they've got tons of connections.
let's talk to Wreckage.
I'm in the pipe 5x5.
Roger
so-
that. What's your 20?
Down.
So we're going to be starting a new show on twitch.tv/HENLEY. It's going to be Die Party, Sunless Sea, The Neath. We just named it today. Virgil has been working on the assets for the Roll20. He's been helping make the character sheets. And he will be soon making the ship sheet. And then I will be finishing the Roll20 with the legend. And then we'll be all ready, just sort of waiting on everybody to be in town on a Tuesday. And then we will start Tuesdays at 7, perhaps next week, but maybe the week after that at the very latest. And we will be doing a character creation episode when we do that. So do please tune in. You'll learn all about our beta of the Sunless Sea RPG that we have homebrewed. I'm very excited to display that to all the people of the intranets. Other than that, super excited for Alloy of Law.
That's Friday, right?
Yeah,
On
that's
this
Friday.
channel?
Ooh, I still haven't decided
Yeah.
which power my character is going to have. I should open that book up.
Whether you're going to be good at talking to people or whether you're just going to be extremely lucky.
Right. Or if I'm going to be like a little lucky and a little talky, or just a little lucky. Like it's, I don't know. There's so many flavors there.
They're both. So the issue is they're both ferrochemicals, so you can't have them both.
Okay. Interesting.
You could,
You
toss
just have the
coins and
power
bullets
back.
at people at high speed and be good at another power.
Are you gonna railgun them?
Nah. I've already made a character in the past that had like the coin shot railgun ability. I did that in a X-Men Mutants and Masterminds campaign.
Okay, quick question for that character: 1 to 10, 10 being the most and 1 being the least. How anime were you?
I wasn't. My power was super anime because there's literally an anime where
like a 9, 8.
my character wasn't very anime, but my power was super anime. And there's an anime where there's a schoolgirl who can shoot a coin as a railgun.
Index or whatever.
Yeah, and my character had the power to control copper, but only copper, and he could shoot a penny with the highest attack rating in Mutants.
Wait, was everything you said in for a penny? And then
I did. There were some penny puns involved, but not nearly as much because it ended up being a very serious campaign. Like I wrote the character to make a bunch of penny puns. Like I literally still have a Google Doc, which is these are all penny puns. See where you can slot them in conversation. And I never got to because it ended up being like a really grim, dark campaign where like I was struggling to keep a group of street urchins alive at like 14 years old. It was pretty awful. Anyway. I do a lot of that role playing and GMing. So why don't you watch us role play and GM and etc. Star Wars right now? And if you like what I do, follow me on Twitter, and you can ask me to do things on your stream or do things with me on my stream or whatever. Who knows what the future holds?
You could tweet awesome fan art at him at Dr.
Yeah.
Wreckage.
Yeah, I get a lot of.
He won't read it because he hasn't been to Twitter in 2 weeks.
We have to pull him on.
Literally, when I said I haven't been on Twitter in a week, I went on Twitter. So technically,
Did you see that new Francine art? I didn't see you replying on that yet.
You told me about it before we went live, and I haven't had a chance to look yet. I guess I'll look right now.
And this, ladies and gentlemen, if you were wondering how you fail the social media game, Wreckage is the failure. That is 10 for 10 how you are bad at Twitter.
You know what I did was I told B. Carvello what I thought about his amazing art piece, and I gave it the little heart click, and did interactions with
So
the
Arthur-
social media, because
Arthur just put his shades on as if he was about to make like a CSI pun. And then
No, sometimes I put the shades on to prove a point that the thing I'm about to say is really important.
What you should have said.
I also do the same thing with the shades, however.
He basically uses the shades like italics.
Yeah.
What he should have said was, if you want to know how to fail at social media, Dr. Wreckage has the prescription. Boom. Boom. Boom.
But your doctorate isn't in medical. You're not a medical doctor.
Yeah, you're more of a like
Wreckage.
Puns don't need to hold up to scrutiny.
They do. That is the listen. If your pun can't hold up to scrutiny, you failed.
True.
All right, Arthur, why don't you tell us about you?
I will tell you about me.
Watertight, and I'm failing.
As some of you may know, I am in fact Earth Clan. I spend a lot of time on Earth. Some say I do 24 out of 24 hours on the planet of Earth. I also stream video games and tabletop RPGs from this channel. So lots of stuff here. Just watch it all. We've already talked about all my games so far, so there's really nothing. XCOM 2 stream tomorrow night. The new DLC's coming out. We'll do Iron Man again, so just a chain of failure. Probably the first... whatever new thing is in the DLC, probably the first time I face it, will die and have to restart the entire campaign. So if you like watching me break down and cry, show up. And
you call the stream XCOM.
A good stream.
Too?
What?
Do you ever call the stream XCOM Give It To You too?
No, because I'm not obsessed with that song like literally everyone else.
Man, I swear to God, Chip, every episode of Night City's just like,
Every
yep.
single
Wreckage, I think, does it too.
It's ripe for puns.
No.
Yeah.
I do have one question, though, for Wreckage before we get started. This is
Hi.
extremely important.
Hi-oh. Hi-oh.
Apparently, Wreckage has never listened to the classic rap anthem known as Notorious B.I.G. Big Papa, and we broke off a piece of it for him the other day. I had never heard back whether or not he enjoyed it. So, Wreckage, do you enjoy the grandfather of rap, or are you a punk-ass bitch? You can only pick from those two options.
Yeah, it's like there's A and B, bubble, fill in, number 2 pencil. That's what you got.
My right-in answer is
Listen, this isn't a Ralph Nader campaign. There's no right answer.
when you compare it to
Nope, you're done. Your answer was not that it was good, so we're done.
It's too complicated.
It reminds me of the Winter's Edge thing you did. The trial.
Oh, the trial where I let people vote? Yeah. So, now that introductions are over and all the insanity's passed, we open with a scene of Maloxi's brother, Hayden, literally, like, lighting up and smoking a death stick next to the engine, and the Ultraviolet is standing next to him just like, you know, I am not an engine repair droid, but I'm fairly certain that you probably should not be using the main power conduit in order to light a death stick.
God damn it, Hayden.
It seems like there's far too much amps going through that line to perform this maneuver safely. And then Wrath rolls up and is just like,
I know, Wrath.
yeah, and then Ultraviolet is just like, yes, of course, Wrath. That makes perfect sense. And then we don't do a Star Wars fade. We just do like a weird Final Fantasy battle screen where like all the pixels like start shifting and altering until it's Toby in an incredibly shitty doctor's office. There's sand everywhere. The tables are covered with dust. There's like no sterilization equipment.
probably
he's
super
got-
dark. I have to like
Yeah.
use my like vision like suite.
You just turn up the contrast on your eyes.
Yeah.
As there's a window and we can see like the sandy dust floating through the air through the like contrast of that, and he's got the back of Gator's head open and is currently trying to restart the brain implant that he failed to install last week. I'm curious actually where Caleb and Moloxy are during this.
Probably shopping. Must be real.
I'm probably checking out because we came here to find parts. So like while he's handling that, Maloxy's probably like trying to find a good place to pick them up. Because I assume there's like 1,001 different like junk stores here.
Yes.
Yeah, so Maloxy's like walking
Okay, so you're
around.
not present in this scene. That's the
No,
important
yeah,
part.
yeah.
Caleb, are you here?
I imagine there was some sort of excuse involved where it was like, oh, yes, well, I just need to take Gator into this thing, and why don't you go off and help Meloxy? And I was like, okay, sure.
Oh no, I was just I need to make an adjustment. And I probably would tell you to bugger off.
Well, given the mood that Toby's been in lately, I just listen and I go with Meloxy.
Okay, all right. So we just have Toby and Gator in the room.
Okay, and I'm like wiping sand out of like his brain. Like, oh, can't be leaving all this sand in the brain. Leave me terrible itch, unscratchable.
Is this whole scene basically Surgeon Simulator with a robot hand?
Yeah, we get my vision, and it's like Surgeon Simulator. I'm like dropping like my eyeglasses into his chassis or his chest. Like, oh, no, just leave that in there.
Luckily for me,
Juggling
is very rich in force. So any sand that does go in my brain, I get force powers for every pebble.
Oh yeah, right. One extra force level, right?
Yeah, this isn't
That shit in
spice.
my brain. man.
This is just tiny rocks. It's nothing special.
I can't remember what the challenge is for installing one of these.
It's three
It was
purple,
literally
I
just
think.
2 purple.
2
The
purple.
reason why you're like, it couldn't be just 2 purple was because you failed twice.
Well, this time it's going to be 1 red, 1 purple, and at least 1 black die.
Oh shit!
Wow.
Can you like I don't know upgrade yours side? Please?
I'll
We will
upgrade
throw-
mine. Yeah, I'll upgrade mine 1. So take a light side point,
I will, thank you.
and that way I'm rolling 4 yellows.
I like the idea that Arthur just
Nice.
really enjoys me playing a character like this. So
I mean, he doesn't control.
Getting
That-
crushed.
2 advantage.
Finally destroyed.
So your int is going to increase by 1, Gator. And why don't you tell us what's happening in your brain as like previously untapped portions of your brain that have been locked away for some time are re-accessed by that 5 hit plus 2 criticals?
What is the 2 criticals you?
I know.
I don't.
I mean, heal
I'll-
all your
I'll look
wounds
it
if
up.
you have any, right? And,
Yeah.
And heal 2 more than that because I'm a specialist doctor, right? I mean,
May
I'll
I
take 1 strain for the fucking thing.
May I suggest that obviously those criticals aren't going to somehow make the buff even better. May I suggest instead that you use those criticals to declare narrative events that are in your advantage? Perhaps something about this hospital or the storyline in general could crop
I
up.
mean, when you generate criticals on a medicine check, it's used to heal critical injuries.
Mm.
The
mean-
bad news is you're gonna immediately take 1 strain damage, Gator.
Yeah.
And me, okay.
Yep.
It's fine, I guess. I mean, it'll go away.
But crits are universal, right? They can do narrative advantage, right?
No.
No, that's
only
that's
when it's in
advantage.
combat.
Hmm.
It's like how you can't recover strain off of advantage unless you're in combat.
Mm.
Hmm.
So yeah, Gator.
I will
this
just
is-
use. You know what I'll do? I would just like to use them to make it so it's like it's not noticeable at all, like hardly noticeable behind all. The
Oh,
stuff.
you want to like camouflage it behind his
Or I'll
brain
tuck like
tentacles?
flesh over it, or
Yeah,
Behind his
yeah.
danglies.
You can stick a little bit of that plasteel flesh over it.
So I have a quick question just for I want to understand how this works a little bit. Is it like one of those things where it's like I've got the insert and I can have it removed and have it re-added?
It's part of your brain now.
it's permanent.
It's also fucking huge, but as he
Yes.
said that he's maybe using that to make it a little less
Okay,
obvious.
It's not like if someone can just walk up and just going and just pull it
Yeah,
out.
I mean, someone could do that, and it would probably kill you.
That would be akin to somebody.
That would be like someone who was
Yeah.
that would be like a Wookiee ripping the back of your face off. It's something they would be able to do anyway.
So it's surgically attached.
Yes, it is surgically attached to your brainstem.
And if someone looks at you from behind, like they won't just see it because it's behind stuff now.
Okay,
So
cool.
that's great.
Put meat over it. He's such a good surgeon.
So I'll like adjust the IV drip so that it stops giving him like sedatives and starts giving him like an upper of some sort.
What happens inside my brain?
That was my question to you
No, that's what I'm
several
saying.
minutes ago.
I'm reiterating it so that you understand what I'm talking about. Imagine like there'd be like maybe it's like they show it on camera or something, but imagine like a bunch of synapses that haven't fired in a long time, just been like sparking up at this new input coming through Gator's brain. It's just like and it just sort of like the memories spark up and the brain just lights. Like if you're watching it on one of the, I don't know what they call like an.
Oh, maybe I have like a fuzzy MRI too. Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that, and it just shows like the brain registering activity just like everywhere all of a sudden. It's just like, and from what I understand, this thing acts as like a communicator, right, as well.
No.
Really, because it literally says on the book that it acts
Does
as
it?
like a communicator and a.
Yeah, it does act as a comm. Remember, the guy would just be like, and then he'd like leave. He would get.
Oh, Ladoba or whatever his name is.
He would
Is
just
that
get
what this thing
communication
is?
sleep.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess it's also a communicator.
Yeah. Cool.
Well,
so I
time
have
to hack your brain.
Yeah. Literally, communications officer has a communication thing.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be shifting the rule set to Shadowrun whenever.
So we can hack your brain now. Awesome.
So yeah, it basically just looks like my brain is coming alive. You know, so.
It's fucking Christmas up in that. Yeah.
Like a
Oh,
beautiful
is it
whatever.
from Mass Effect when you see all the dead cells coming alive in?
Oh, we're doing Lazarus Project.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
yeah.
something like that. The brain, it's
It just starts beating again when it wasn't beating before. I know brains don't beat, but maybe they do in your species.
Yeah.
Brain
Who knows?
beat. Oh, brain
It's
beat.
also their heart, actually.
Brain beat is my new techno band.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, the
but think
brain,
about if you could actually evolve a brain that was also its own blood supply, like that would be.
yeah. Then they would only have one place in the entire body that, like, then
Would instantly kill you would be the head instead of two places, the head and
Yeah.
the heart.
you could just then be a head. Be
Oh yeah, and then it's chopped off the head. It would still be fine. You just put it in a
No,
jar.
You still need lungs, guys.
Oh, shit. No, he could filter through water. I bet with just like little gilly things right here, as long as the neck cut was low enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you still need
So-
lungs.
We are
Anyway,
so
as-
far from where we need to be right now.
As his like giant, his eyes like his big black eyes like come into focus, and I'm just like standing above him. It's like, okay, it's completely successful. It's been overclocked, and you should be feeling quite all right. Is there anything wrong?
So Gator will sort of like maybe like sit up and just sort of like look around the room, and he'll like look at his hands, and he'll do that thing that every first person game man will do when they sit up. They just sort of like.
I see. We've moved to Metal Gear Solid 5 now. Got
Best
it.
animation.
Every
We're literally Dave is going on a journey through video game intro cinematics right now.
No, literally every first-person game you do that. It's always like BioShock. I mean, I won't go through the list of all of them. You always do this.
You also do that IRL if you're on acid.
And Gator will be like, Gator, no. I feel fine. Thank you.
Good. Okay, excellent. Then we'll need to tell the others. Can you use your internal communications? Contact their comms?
Also, Toby, it's very rude to call me Gator. It's actually Gator.
Oh, sorry.
Fuck that. God damn it. Really? That's how you're going to signify an increase in intelligence, is you change the inflection of your name.
We will if we can
With
continue the
accents.
scene. Thank you.
Sorry. That was just too much to swallow. Oh god.
Like excellent. Well, you can inform them as well when you comms them. It should be just think that you need to make a phone call. It should happen.
Toby, I know how these work.
Okay, good.
And then he's just like, yeah, communication officer to the away team. Do you read me?
So Caleb and Maloxy, you guys get a call. It sounds a lot like Gator, but
it's obviously a wrong number.
Yeah.
Who is on our comms? Who is this?
This is Gator.
Aren't we all the away team? The ship is the thing that we're away from.
I do.
Are you
really
literally going to argue about that with him right now?
what to classify you?
No, it's sort of an absent-minded thing that he's doing. He's like, wait, is this really the away team? He's not recognizing the other half of it.
How did you get our comm signal? Who is
So
this?
while Caleb and Maloxy are walking through the marketplace, it's literally a fucking Imperial recruitment ad out here.
Oh, fuck.
There's like some guy that's like obviously got a bunch of slaves that is being like stunned by stormtroopers in slow motion, and they're like carrying him away in chains while like snapping the slaves like chains.
like literally freeing them, and then
Yeah, they're literally freeing them like on camera. And then there's like a stormtrooper in the background. There's this little urchin kid who's obviously extremely like, you know, orphany and poor, and he's like leaning down and handing her his like high caloric energy sweetened emergency ration, and she's just smiling up at him. And there's like 3 stormtroopers that are like on their knees doing like militant poses, like watching the street, making sure no one interrupts this like slave freeing operation. And Caleb and Maloxy have like turned the corner, and you're talking to them, and this is literally what they see. Like, yeah, there's like 8 stormtroopers here, totally ready for you. And in the background, we've got one of those XCOM 2 style wanted posters, and it flashes Caleb's face real quick, or I should say Dr. Ray's Navarre, and it's like, we see the bounty number on Ray's Navarre has an extra 0 on the end of it from what it was before.
I found out it was puppies and kittens.
I'm worth 1 million credits?
Yes.
Fuck.
I turn myself in. No, just kidding. I have
I
half.
love the idea of
credits. I don't need
you
money.
like bailing on Ray's Navarre, but only have him being arrested and murdered later.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem. I mean, out of character, I'm banking on the collapse of the Empire in like 4 years.
No, it's simple. We take you out, turn in Ray's Navarre, get the credits, put you in someone else. Perfect.
Right, we run this whole scam where I keep getting in people. We raise the bounty on that person, and we turn them in for money, and I get a new people.
It's flawless.
Gator will be like, yes, we're finished with our touch-up. We need to meet up with you.
Here's not a good place. We'll meet where you are. And so it's, it's an about face, like whoop, and leave. And we'll come back when we have some plastic surgery. We've got a surgery suite, right? In that horrible unsanitized room. Or maybe there's a way to like take out the
I have a little bit of leftover tentacle I could like drape somewhere.
We'll just put random tentacles on.
I mean,
on us, like,
clearly, officer,
entirely
this
different.
isn't me. I have a tentacle nose. Man does not have a tentacle nose at all.
Right, we'll just turn you into like that major guy with like the long snout thingy.
Right,
You
exactly.
mean Major Johns, the Kamazi?
Yes, Kamazi.
Yeah, Kamazi.
Maybe he'll finally stop hating me for
I don't know. I don't know if you want Caleb near Kamazi. It might end poorly.
They hate each other.
That would probably be the most offensive thing ever. Basically, what you're saying. So if he essentially did blackface with a
Yeah,
Kamazi
it would be
nose,
blackface. It would. It would be like Adolf Hitler doing, I don't know, Hebrew face.
Is that a thing?
Is that a thing?
We're treading into dangerous territory here.
When did I express a racism towards
I'm just imagining Adolf Hitler with like just a really big nose. I don't know. I still
Well,
don't think it
nope.
would put it across that he was doing.
We screen wipe to Caleb and Malaxi showing up at the, I hesitate to call it, abandoned medical clinic, and not shitty back room.
It's the medical ward. It's the scariest part in every horror video game.
In
Right,
in the window to the outside, we can still see stormtroopers like doing traffic control, like we saw in A New Hope, where they're like, "Yeah, just take a left turn here. The street is closed." Just generally being helpful.
But in a particularly militant.
I mean,
like,
they are a
it's like
military force.
military,
Right.
right?
Like maybe there's like a red light on them, making them look super evil while they're doing it.
No,
but-
no, none of
Out
that.
of curiosity,
sons,
were there
baby.
actual cameras in that scene, or was
No.
it just over the top?
It was just this is how they treat Tatooine. Everybody's super nice on Tatooine.
Yeah, because they flower bombed it for the longest time.
Yeah, we're back at the surgery ward. The surgery hole, perhaps. The medical pit.
All right, we're all done with the pit. So
Well,
unless anyone needs a nip and tuck, I suggest we get moving.
I've got some bad news and I've got some good news.
Oh, what is the? Let's start with the bad news.
The bad news is that we cannot possibly use any mainstream marketplace or establishment because our wanted posters are blinking all over the planet and the entire place is crawling with stormtroopers.
Wait, this is important. Is it my new face or my old face?
I didn't see yours yet.
It's a good point.
I know for a fact that I wouldn't be up there, and I know what we need to buy.
Yes, "our" may have been the wrong word in that sentence.
Right.
The only
have
one you
that.
saw so far was Dr. Reyes Navarre.
The only person here that I saw a wanted poster of was me, but also keep in mind that we would have to sit there for quite a while to scroll through the entire list of wanted posters.
Wait, which one were they after? Was it? You're gonna have to explain.
I only have one face. Let's not get carried away.
Okay. By the
Uh,
way, we should definitely have a conversation at some point. Pink. Right.
are you okay? You're acting a little funny.
Look, he's just had an operation. I gave him quite a lot of sedatives and then
Wait.
like a lot of methamphetamines.
You performed surgery on Gator while we were gone?
It was just an adjustment, but still giving him the drugs just makes it easier so he's not moving around.
So
I'm sorry, you're going to have to roll that back a little bit. What exactly did you do?
He installed a X75 in my head.
Yes.
oh,
Strong momentum. I mean, I have the same model. They're very, very useful.
are you
completely
okay?
reliable.
What's an
Um,
X75?
I'm much better than okay, actually. It
I pull up the
They're
ad.
actually talking to me. That's a change, I guess, for the better.
well, yes.
I'm
Wait,
like,
the
look,
website
he's got
is like-
several 100,000 terabytes of storage and processing power in this thing. Check it out. And I pull up the page, and I'm like, plugs right into the cerebral cortex.
You have the pamphlet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So let me get this straight. You were you took Gator and you gave him brain surgery to make him not Gator.
No, I'm still Gator. That's
Yeah. Yes, it's pronounced Gator. Get with it.
yes.
Gator.
Mm-hmm.
So you had a member of your crew who had
Look, if you've got an issue, ask Gator. I said, would you like to have an enhancement done to increase your intelligence and memory performance? And he said, I'd love to. He seems to be dealing with it excellently. I mean, some people have a bit of trouble, but he seems as cool as a cucumber.
I mean, like I said, he's talking to me now. I mean,
as long as he asked for it, I suppose. I wouldn't put it past you, Toby.
Well, no. Technically, I suggested it. He didn't ask, but he was okay with it.
Well, I wouldn't put it past you to just perform surgery on a crew member. Just because.
have you
Look,
done that
if-
before?
It's one of those things where it's like so much easier to get, forgiveness than permission and all that. No, I've never done a, non-requisition surgery before. I mean, I don't know why he would assume
If
such
you
a
will
thing.
allow me to elaborate a little more.
Oh, please do. Thank you, Gator.
He like turns to Caleb and he's just like, Caleb, you were a Jedi, no?
I mean, I am a Jedi, yes.
Well, technically, you're actually a holocron inside of a human, but technicalities aside, I was a Jedi as well.
What?
Wait, what?
Yes, I was a youngling during the, I don't know what we're going to call it, genocide, when Order 66 was brought down.
I'm sorry. What's Order 60?
I don't know if I would know about Order 66, but I would probably know about
Order 66 is super famous.
It's the name. Okay, they did use the name.
Yeah, they used the name. I mean, Order 66 was if the Jedi rebel, we need something to deal with them.
Right. I'm like, the eradication of the Jedi when they turned against the Emperor Palpatine, yes?
Your vocabulary has improved quite a bit.
Oh, well, this is always, yes, thank you. I was actually there when Anakin Skywalker murdered all of my classmates.
Anakin Skywalker. Wait a minute. Isn't there a Luke Skywalker in the Rebellion?
And that's when Binary Sunset starts playing in the background. Ba, 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 ba.
And isn't he a Jedi?
Well, I would assume that
it gets louder
because of the last name, and Jedi Force powers, midichlorians, seem to be hereditary. So, yes.
So you're telling me that the father of the leader of the rebellion is responsible for the destruction of the Jedi Order and the resulting tyrannical empire that the rebellion is rebelling against.
Hold on, I'm doing calculations. Does this all line up for me, Arthur?
It's a Gator story, while ridiculous, is not impossible.
Okay,
I mean,
that's what I say. I'm like, well,
your
ridiculous.
son is a hyperspace generator,
Okay.
so
yeah, I'm like, well, it sounds a bit ridiculous. I agree, but
Well, allow me to make it even more ridiculous for you. My master, granted, he was only my master for a short time. Before the Order 66 came down, I guess, locked away or removed my force powers from me completely. It had an unintended effect, making me mentally handicapped as well.
oh, you'd been hobbled.
Yes.
That's tragic. You spent time in the Jedi Academy?
It was roughly about 7 months.
So you were a youngling. You barely had any training or experience.
Yes.
You would have still been in group classes,
Mhm.
perhaps training occasionally under Master Yoda.
No Yoda.
No. All right. Well, that's interesting. Figured that old Crowder would never die. Pass up his position to anyone else.
I'm really tempted to throw a rock at Gator to see if he can stop it with the Force, but I know that test has failed before.
Look at him over there, so focused, so even sleeping, he would be ready for any attack. Ow, why'd you do that?
You just literally quote Dragon Ball Z in this.
Yes, I did. Thank you for picking up the reference.
Okay. So, yeah, I feel a lot better now that it was literally like being a 12-year-old inside of an adult's body. Actually, it was more like a 7-year-old.
Well, we're in good standing then, yes? I mean, I think it's perfect timing. We can we need to get off this planet as quick as possible, and now we have all the tools we need to quickly get the repairs done on the ship as soon as we can get parts.
Yes, we were looking into that while you were apparently doing surgery.
Speaking of parts, perhaps we should just cut out the middleman. And Toby, perhaps you could check the HoloNet to see if Malaxi or Gator have gotten a bounty yet, just to make sure that we can send someone into the marketplace.
Yeah, I'll check just the local.
It's also worth clarifying my guardian, well, ex-guardian, well, guardian. I guess he's still technically my guardian. He wasn't referring to agricultural harvest. He was referring to the fact that harvest means bounty hunting and pillaging.
Oh dear, so I'm selling him a murder robot.
Most likely.
That's not what I was having in mind. So, oh man, this is very just. I was very worried when we heard from your legal guardian, as we can call him, that you were being abused or taken advantage of.
The fact didn't. How can I put this so that you would understand? I was still very capable at being a mechanic. It apparently didn't remove the fact that I was still able to use my intelligence in a way that allowed me to, how can I put this? Work with my hands, you know?
Right.
That wasn't impaired at all. In fact, that was probably the only outlet that I had as someone who was trapped inside of my own mind. But, you know, that's what is essentially the Brotherhood used me for.
All right, well, he's more of an overzealous employer then than someone
Nothing sexual, no, that you were connotating before.
Excellent. I'm so glad to hear it. I like to
too.
have well-adjusted crew members.
By the way, we really need to renegotiate the price that you gave me per month because you were kind of taking advantage of my slowness.
Look, you're getting a quarter of everything we pull in, my boy.
You're getting the same share as everybody else.
Oh, and you expect me to completely 100% repair the ship? Okay, all right. That's very fair.
One person flies the ship. One person repairs the ship. One person.
One ring.
I
to
own the ship, my good
bring
boy.
them all, and in the darkness bind them.
Oh,
And I do all of the things on the ground with lightsabers. Look, it's a very.
I
fair.
also have something that is worth pointing out. If me in my mentally handicapped state was able to be drawn to the Enyo Hope because of your formal captain, I assume you might have noticed that more Force users are also being drawn.
I think now might be a really good time, Toby, to consider that buy a new ship plan that you had when you were haunted, because you might still be haunted.
And that's when you guys hear a knock, like on the outside of the facility.
I've been staying here too long.
Hello? Is anyone in there? This is T7151. We're just checking the neighborhood. Hello?
I'll go to the door.
Okay.
I stop him, and I think in my head quite loudly, I thought your intelligence was just improved.
I like look at him just like, and if they come in.
So what's the plan?
I'm just like opening up my like wrist, getting ready to.
Where's the
shoot
gift
my
for that,
lightsaber
bro?
up.
You promised us it for 17 weeks. The gift of Toby deploying the lightsaber.
I don't have the file, and then I couldn't. I asked for a new copy of it, and I
Ask
Anyway.
Radisaurus.
We remain silent and stationary and see what happens.
Okay, I'll need
And
you to
then
make a stealth check then, Caleb, on behalf of your party.
Sure thing, boss.
It's gonna be one red, one purple, and one black because
One
you guys
red,
have been.
one purple, and one black.
Talking
All
to
right.
Can we get a blue
In
for
a-
us?
I'm actually going to get in position behind the door frame. Like if it opens inwards, I stand like.
Okay, take
Yeah.
a second black then, since Gator is moving around.
All right. Thanks, Gator.
You're welcome.
I mean, if the door opens, he's gonna be in good combat position.
One red, one purple, two black.
I want to point out this would be the great place to use some of your force powers, but
I don't think I have a relevant force power for stealth.
I thought you had the.
just choke him through the door.
I thought you had the deceit power that Obi-Wan had.
I have the mind power.
Yeah.
Right, but I can't use that without. Like, I will use it if the door opens.
Okay.
And, like, or
All right.
yeah.
Could he get a blue for Maloxy ducking into the shadows?
No.
I mean, like no one can see you anyway, so it's
On
just.
the,
I thought they were like.
On the little thing, what's the abbreviation for black? Is it
BLK.
Okay.
BLK?
Why
Thank
don't
you.
just add a black in the pool?
Because that sticks around.
So
and
it's
is
2
always
black.
like shows up on the other thing. Right, 2 black. Big money, no whammies.
Yep.
Yeah, so you gesture to everyone. Tell me how you're getting everyone to like stay quiet and not move.
We are such a well-oiled machine that all it takes is a simple hand.
Tell me a reasonable explanation.
I have a minor electrical short and just cannot move for about 40 seconds.
The sand is preventing Toby from doing it. Biloxi is, I don't know, hacking.
I am a thief. I know how to stay quiet.
Biloxi's fine, and Gator is too busy processing his new situation. It's all a series of completely circumstantial reasons that everybody is not actually making any noise or being silent, and it's no way a coordinated effort on Caleb.
A rare moment in this world.
A rare moment of pure, blind, stupid luck.
I know this is Star Wars and it's a tabletop RPG and fantasy, but we do need to have some boundaries. Yeah, you guys get this done very quickly, and you just hear on the other side, like, TZ, just checking in here. Looks like we're needed at another house. There's a domestic disturbance. And the first voice comes back and is like, all right, HR 771, we'll just come back here. It doesn't seem like anyone's here right now. You know what? Go ahead and mark it down on the list that no residents. And you hear them like tromp away, and there's also the sound of like a speeder bike, like a military issue like speeder bike, kind of like whoop, 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 behind them as they continue to move down the alleyway towards this domestic disturbance where a man is like yelling at his wife, and she's like, "I'm gonna go get my blaster. I'm so tired of you sleeping around with that Twi'lek woman."
Can't help it. She's blue.
I'm just like, no residents. It looks like we found a new house. It's lovely.
Well, we live here now.
I'm going to sell junk.
So in like 3 episodes, a bounty hunter is going to show up and be like, "I'm looking for a good tour."
Why don't we just start up?
And everyone's just going to be like, "We're just simple moisture farmers. I don't know what you're talking about."
We start up a back alley surgeon business.
Of course.
Just completely change the theme of the game.
Yeah. Well, we might have to. Our ship is on.
Oh man.
Yeah,
We wait for a few minutes while they leave, and then. Okay, I think we're good.
I'm like, look, we're not getting rid of the ship now. We'll do some repairs and get back home. I can't
force lightning away the previous presence of coral on the ship. So Gator makes a decent point.
Look, most of the stains are out. I'm sure it was clean and it'll go away eventually.
No, droid, you literally do not understand. It is more than you could possibly sense or imagine.
So imagine it's like the ship has been irradiated. And the
Excellent.
irradiation.
It'll kill all the bacteria. It's very safe.
Yes, but it's not. It is not irradiation. I'm making a metaphor, Toby.
Oh, you confuse me.
It is a permeable substance that the ship now has that will not go away.
Let me ask you a question, since you seem to be the oldest one and maybe you knew the former captain the most. Did he or did he not have the ability to draw people to him that also happened to have the force reside within them?
Well, he could just about pull in anyone he wanted. He was a very charismatic fellow, a charmer, as it were. But yes, now that you mention it, it does seem like last time I had so much dealings with the Force was quite some time ago.
He did have a group meditation power that I'm vaguely familiar with, and is most likely the culprit of this impermeable trait that the ship now has. Toby,
Well,
I would strongly suggest if a single Force Ghost bugs you, that you might want to trade the ship in for something else when we get off planet.
Look, if we can find out how to profit from it, I'm all in. Until then, we're keeping the fucking ship.
That's fine.
Isn't there a way we can
he was
get the-
learning from Coral.
There's no way to get the ghost off. We can't just get the thing and put the ghost in it and then send it away.
Well, we could
Force-
very easily sell the salvage rights.
Banishes ghosts, demons, harpies.
Listen. This is all very the next thing, right? We need to be in the moment here. And in the
Right.
moment, I need Toby to be checking the local holonet to see if anybody on our crew, present company, doesn't have a bounty on them.
Beep boop boop boop. Computer roll.
No, I mean you're literally going on Space Google and being
Okay.
like, search for
Bounties.
Ray's Navarre plus Malaxi plus. So Malaxi has a bounty, but it's the same bounty that like all confirmed rebellion troopers have. You know,
That's
like,
enough of it a bounty.
it's like 100. No one would get out of bed to shoot Malaxi in the face if they weren't already
pay someone
doing
more to just not do
it.
it.
Yeah, it's
Right, but it does mean that her identity is confirmed rebel.
yes, she is a confirmed rebel pilot.
Right.
So
she will definitely be.
I think I'm probably the only one that doesn't have a bounty.
Gator has a bounty, but it's not issued by the rebellion or by the Imperials. It's issued by a third party that's listed as anonymous, and again, it's only for like 1,000 credits. Toby has a bounty approaching 1 million Imperial ISK.
Does his bounty include the picture of his new head or his old head?
Old head. There's
right
also
then.
a bounty
Heyo.
for Coral, who is still listed as being alive.
Oh, that's wrong. Or maybe we should just claim that bounty.
Do you
Is it
have
dead
his
or
body?
I have footage of the dead body, man.
Is it dead or alive?
I mean, you can see me stabbing like multiple fucking stim packs into it, and nothing is happening.
He has the footage of the funeral too.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not considering doing that. It's just a funny joke. I see Arthur has that look on his face, like, are they really going to turn the bounty in on their dead comrade?
Well, I did-
You
I
wouldn't be
did-
able to. You don't have a body. So.
I did have the job to turn myself in. Remember that?
Oh yeah, you were out. You were actually hired to go
Yeah.
capture yourself.
Yep.
So, well, I think that sort of answers our question then, doesn't it? Toby and Gator will go into the marketplace, since neither of them would be captured by stormtroopers per se, and they are the ones that will have to purchase the parts for the vehicle. Meanwhile, Malaxi, as long as they are the only ones that can do that, perhaps you would like to accompany me while I go asking around, basically, for
I can
what
back you
I'm
up.
here for. Yeah. All right then.
Can I have seen if I found like a decent looking place while we were out searching?
What is it you're looking for?
I want to see if I found like, because obviously they're not going to go. There's like a ton of different junk shops, and like there's going to be some where it's like anything you buy there is going to be shit, or there's going to be the one place that's like, oh, you can actually go there and get a decent thing at a good price.
You know what?
Like the one
If you wanna
used car
spend a-
salesman that's not out to get you.
If you
completely.
want to spend a force die, that's a thing you can do. Otherwise, you're going to need to roll for it.
Yeah, but you're
It's
not
a
going to get any
streetwise roll.
slangos, trangos.
Right? That would be a streetwise roll.
I'm decent at streetwise.
Underworld, maybe.
Locate a merchant who specializes in unsavory goods or illicit services. I suppose it's not specifically streetwise.
All right,
Underworld
But
would be-
streetwise would apply. It just wouldn't be only streetwise.
Streetwise would
I could
literally be
fork
to
it.
get illegal goods. So is that what you're aiming for? Like black market
I
So
guess
goods?
what's
parts
the
aren't
role for
illegal
legal
for it.
goods then?
yeah.
That would just be like going to a legal goods place.
I could find my brother some drugs, basically.
I mean, so
You
what's
can't
legal
say
on Tatooine is what's
Cold
legal in the
War
Empire, which means,
intelligence is-
like unarmed transports. They don't like people having ships with guns on them and that kind of stuff.
So core worlds is actually what you use to find.
It would be Outer Rim on Tatooine.
Outer Rim.
Identify which markets are the best place to sell or purchase particular cargo in
Oh.
the outer rim.
Okay, yeah.
I literally roll at 1 yellow, 4 green. So, you know.
Well, we're
Uh,
going shopping for the good stuff. So
yeah,
that's
but it's
fine.
Malaxi that's out. So my question is, do you want to roll for this Malaxi, or do you want to pay a force die and just get it?
If you tell me the difficulty, I have to roll, right?
Yeah, it's gonna be. So you're on, and you're looking for legal goods, right? You're looking for legal goods.
Yeah, but
It's just two
basically,
purple.
The best, like a good store to. or
Yeah,
a
She
good
wants to
shop
point them
buy.
in the right direction.
Yeah,
Yep.
be like, yeah, I found a couple places that didn't look completely shitty.
2 purple.
Okay,
Make sure you're
yeah.
not gonna get fleeced.
2 peeps.
There you go.
Outer Rim.
Okay, yeah. I mean, there are several fairly reputable junk shops in Anchorhead. It's not exactly Tahachi Station, but you can get a number of parts here.
Yeah. Sure.
It is like the only major spaceport on the planet, so they try not to rip off visitors.
All right. Yes, as we kind of about to make our separate ways, I'll be like, while you were doing the surgery, we were walking around. There's a few decent-looking stores over there. If you want to start
Did you
over there.
find anything with an auxiliary gravity dampener though?
They didn't look like assholes to me. So
Like, look, we'll find them. We'll check here first. Look, Gator, why don't you lead the way? I'll just kind of walk behind, cause less trouble.
So, the store you're looking at is called the Heracus's Trading, and it's run by a proprietor named Neliop Alrakis.
Nearly up. Very well.
Yep, just make it as confusing as possible.
Yeah, so I'm gonna walk in and maybe like there's like maybe just like it's a bunch of junk on like wood slats or something like that. I just sort of like just casually look at all of them and then I just walk right up to the cashier. I don't even look at all the stuff he's trying to push on the front.
Yeah, so she turns around. She's got the Maz Kanata glasses. It's just like a, middle-aged human woman with like steel gray bun hair, and she's looking at you and like, oh, bunch of fishy heads, huh? Don't see a lot of your kind here. It's a little dry, don't you think?
Well, yeah, it is a desert.
So, what do you need?
Well, first thing I need, I pull out like a piece of paper and I'm just like looking at it for a bit. I know it's a long shot, but an auxiliary gravity dampener would be my first port of call that I need.
Oh, yeah. And she, like, takes the list from you and is looking it over. And she's like, yep, we got all these things right here. Yeah.
Now, the other thing is, too, do you happen to sell anything illegal here?
What? Illegal? Of course not.
I, like, look around and I'm just like, are you sure?
She's just like, yes, I wouldn't sell anything illegal here. We're friends of the Empire.
And I am not inquiring because I wish to purchase. I simply just wish to know for the sake of our original purchase.
What'd you say your name was again?
I didn't.
Gator, since you have so much int now, I'd like to point out that Maloxi tried to point you towards a reputable place that does not do illegal things.
Which is why I'm asking.
To make sure that it doesn't do illegal things.
Correct.
In a way that's super...
So,
all right, come on, let's do the scene.
Yeah, she's like reaching underneath the counter while talking to you right now.
Yeah, until I cut her arm. No, I don't.
He's like,
triggering the silent alarm to get you
how
arrested.
much would all of those things require money for?
So, how much damage did the ship take last time?
I'm pretty sure it took all hull. Let me just double check.
No. You guys didn't take all your hull damage. The ship
I don't
would have
remember
exploded.
hearing.
I don't actually remember how much damage you said we took when we crashed, because all of it was the crash.
yeah, it was all the crash.
Yes.
We didn't take any damage outside of the event that
Right.
you caused, and then you didn't say how much damage it took.
Our current hull trauma is at 11.
Yeah, out of what?
30.
Okay, so let's
But
see here.
that was okay. To give you an idea, I remember not changing it because I don't think you gave us anything. I think this is
I'm pretty sure you just.
Okay,
said
well
one
then
Archer.
it would have
And
been about
we were
it
Right,
would have
I
been
think that
7
11
because
hull
that's my usual throw for when you take damage for crashing into
7
something.
damage? Okay.
It was like
So
18.
yeah,
18?
she gives you a
Okay.
price of 3,750 Imperial credits.
How much?
3,750. It's a
Literally
little bit more than you should be paying, but not by much. It's like a couple percentage points.
I just step forward with like a credit, a credit thing.
So no negotiation then, you're just gonna straight up pay?
I mean, none of us have negotiations.
No, I mean, I would
Okay,
just
all right,
step
yeah.
forward and be like, yes, I will be Doing the transaction. Here you are.
Oh, yeah. You know,
No,
let me just, machine's been busted. I'll go run this in the back real quick. Just wait right here.
Oh, that's a problem.
I would like to
pull out
try
the other
to
machine where she can actually slide
follow
it.
just a little bit so that I can try to listen in,
Okay.
like stealthily.
Oh,
Make a perception check real quick. Versus 2 purple.
Ooh, I'm not very good at that.
you're not very good at stealth either, I imagine. 2 advantage, no
Yeah,
successes.
so she doesn't detect you doing this. Maybe she, like, looks, and we get it from her perspective, and your head looks exactly like some weird device that's directly next to your head. So she just looks, and it's like a normal shelving unit to her. And she's back, like, charging up a blaster, and you can hear her saying something to herself, but she seems to flick it onto stun, and then she's, like, walking towards your position with the blaster hut up before her with both hands.
I want to just try to grab the blaster out of the hand, like brawl, probably, or something.
Yeah, it's going to be brawl. And you're going to need at least 3 successes.
Wow.
To get it from
Out
her.
of off 2 purples. Or just a straight roll.
It's not going to be just 2 purples. She has her own stats, so let me pull it up here real quick.
Well, surely he gets a bonus for the surprise of a shelving unit attacking her.
I mean, he'll get a blue die for sure. So,
I was set upon by
might
a
be
herd
involved.
of roaming shelving units.
Let's just put it out like that.
Show me.
He's not a Carl, let's be real.
Shelving units scare easily, but they'll be back and in greater numbers.
it is going to be 2 purple.
Shelving units travel in single file in order to make a series of aisles.
Okay, so it's gonna have to be a pretty good. It's gonna have to be a pretty good brawl.
And now that you're saying that, I'm going to bump it up to 1 red.
Okay.
Oh, look at you.
So if a bunch of shelving units come together, they form a store.
One red,
1 red, 1 purple.
one red,
You
one
have a
purple,
blue
one
die.
blue, and then roll my brawl.
Yep.
So I'm like, I don't want to be taking that.
You reach for it and you manage to knock it away from her. Like you knock her hand off of line, so she can't immediately shoot you, but you don't take it from her.
So close.
Okay.
And
What is
she's
it- what
just
is the
like
meaning?
screaming at you. She's like, "Stop right there, droid! I've already called the police. They'll be here soon. The
Why
stormtroopers
the
are on their
police?
way."
For ship parts.
You should ask why she's calling the police and see if she'll give up the goat.
And then she like brings her blaster up on Couture and is like, "Tell your droid to stand down." I'll blast you.
I just walk towards her, Arthur.
Okay, she's like screaming at you to stop moving, or she'll blast you.
Can I
So before you do anything, as I'm walking towards her, I'm like, "There's no reason for you to be using a weapon against us. We simply wish to make a transaction. I was merely inquiring about whether you are reputable."
Yeah, she shoots you as you're walking forward, especially if you keep talking.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I have a ranged defense, so she gets a black die.
Okay, she has no skill at using this weapon.
Mhm.
So she's shooting with 3 green.
Can't even buy ship parts.
You are at short range.
Mhm.
So it's 1
Sure.
purple
Oh, 1 purple. Yeah.
and 1 black. You guys want to do anything to this roll?
Yeah, just throw a downgrade on her roll. I
Does
don't
she
wait.
have
Can you
a-
down?
You can't downgrade a green.
just leave it?
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, we'll leave it.
Okay, all right. There's a really good chance she's going to succeed, and she doesn't. But she does have 3 advantage die. So what can she drop that on? Probably something pretty good.
She could probably drop one of. She could probably like lower my. She can up her defense, I think, for 3.
She's
give
going to
me a-
give herself a defense. So
Yeah.
as she's firing, it's not that she's firing specifically at Couture. She's just randomly firing all across the shop and like hitting random mechanical electrical devices, which all are like bzzz, like EMPing. You can see electricity playing over them. Probably going to cost her to repair all this stuff, but she's driving both of you back and says, coming here asking me about illegal goods. I'm an Imperial citizen. We all are.
So I'm gonna go into engage range with her. Arthur,
Okay.
and she has to make a fear check against 2 purple
All right.
straight away.
Uh,
Which, for everyone playing at home, that is because I have a talent called fearsome.
And are you just like you're just like getting all up in that face?
So basically, I like it's just Gator stalking towards her.
okay.
essentially.
She has
Nothing on the
0. So that is a fail on a fear test.
So
It's
I
not.
believe-
It's definitely not going to be that bad because she didn't generate anything super negative.
Yeah. Well, no, she still has to like. It still rolls against her. Like she still has to roll 2 purple even if she doesn't have a thing because
did.
I get to do things with
She,
what gets.
I mean, she rolled it. She got nothing. It's just not going to be that bad.
Oh, that was her roll there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she
nothing's
she
gonna
has a
happen.
black die to any action she takes for the rest of the encounter. So it's nowhere near as bad as some of the stuff you guys have had in the past.
So I just take the weapon from her and I was like,
I mean, you're gonna have to roll for that.
yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
I'll roll that. My brawl is ridiculous. So you want 3 successes?
Yes.
Okay. Brawl.
You fail.
An advantage though. Maybe I can like
Triumphant and two.
I'm gonna use the advantage to remove her power pack from the gun.
you're gonna Metal Gear Solid this where you like drop the ammo out. Got
Yeah,
it.
I just sort of like maybe I just like reach over, but and just sort of like hit the thing, but drop the magazine out. And it's like, as I said, we merely wish to inquire about your reputable business.
At about this time, you start hearing the sounds of an Imperial like APB troop transport. Doing like the Imperial. I suppose it's probably not like. It's probably like. Yeah, it's the sound of the alarm from the Rogue One trailer. Yeah, and
I will pick up the power pack and like just then like go to like hand it, be like, we're just here to do business. Just wanted to make sure you're reputable. Sorry for the misunderstanding, and like hold it like back to her, like here's your
Okay.
power pack for your weapon.
all right.
Maybe we can like make a combined charm check using this or something else. I don't know.
I mean, here's the thing. Even if you charm her, the stormtroopers are still coming.
But then maybe she'll take our side and we can talk our way out of it.
Yeah.
If
I
that
definitely
is the
think
way
we could
you
do
want to
that
try
much
to
of a
play
180.
this, you can. Go ahead.
What is your charm, Mr.
Keep in
Joe?
mind that that is a significant 180 from where she currently stands. Like you could maybe get her to a neutral state, but actively defending you to the stormtroopers is a pretty big ask.
We're gonna give her 3,000 credits on Tatooine.
Yeah, and also if she was like, oh, I thought they were trying to buy illegal goods, but it turns out I was wrong. My charm is a yellow and a green.
All right. You get a blue from me. You roll that.
Okay, what's my difficulty to try to charm this woman that's attacking us?
It's 2 red to start with, and I'm gonna throw in another purple there with an upgrade die.
Cool. Do it.
And it's gonna be a black because you've been attacking her
And
in
an
her
extra
store.
black. 2 red, 1
Wait, we
purple,
never
1
attacked
black.
her.
I mean,
One.
you've been attempting to steal her gun from her repeatedly. I don't know what you call attacking, but
Wow, it's a really hard roll, guys.
Just do it.
unsurprising that it would be a difficult roll.
Hey, look at that. See, you succeeded.
Okay, so
You just gotta trust a little in the force. It'll guide you.
Or the new
Look,
API.
no fails on that roll. That's crazy. I only got 1 success. There was no fails.
Maybe you just sweat bullets.
Yeah, 2 strain, I assume, right, Arthur?
um
Or are you gonna spend that for something?
no,
else?
I'm going to spend it for something else. It's going to reduce the number of scenes that she works with you.
Makes sense.
So, yeah, she's sweating and nervous, and it's just like, oh, well, I guess I misunderstood what it was you were asking about.
I agree.
She, like, puts the power pack back in the blaster, and it makes that, like, beep, charge up noise. And maybe she, like, I don't know. They still have to be cocked for some reason, even though they're electronic.
It's like probably a safety type of thing, right? Like turn it on.
I know Star Wars is weird. Yeah, but you hear like the as she loads it in there, and then like puts the holdout blaster. She like tucks it in behind her, and is like, "Well, I'll swipe your credit real quick."
Yeah, I just hand her the credit stick.
I mean, she had the stick from before.
Oh, right.
She goes and picks it back up from the back room and like swipes it as multiple stormtroopers like barrel in through the front door. Where are you guys when this happens?
I assume we're
sort of standing next to the thing.
Yeah, next to the counter. If the counter is like a little bit, probably.
So you are like visible to the stormtroopers.
Yes.
Yeah, we're not hiding.
Okay. Yeah. So she's just like, no, I'm sorry, gentlemen. Just you know how it gets when you're as old as I am. Just a misunderstanding. And the lead stormtrooper's like, ma'am, you know that it is misdemeanor to call for an alert.
We would be willing to pay for that, officer.
So the stormtrooper sergeant with the orange strap is like, are you offering to bribe an imperial officer?
No, I'm willing to pay the fine.
Right. Well, we'll talk about that fine in a moment here. Can I see your identification, please?
Oh man, would I have identification?
And I'm like, I carry his all his identification. I'm his medical droid.
So yeah, one of the stormtroopers is immediately like, all right, shut the droid down real quick. Someone get a restraining bolt.
And it's like, yes, yes, of course.
I can see the look in Virgil's eye.
I
God,
literally
I don't know
go
what to
and
do about
just
this.
start to go turn off the droid. However, if you would allow me to make a some sort of like mechanics, like super hard mechanics check to have like just some sort of like
He just turns off the lights of my eyes.
or something like that.
I mean, if you want to pretend to be shut down by like crumpling to the floor or whatever,
Yeah.
you can do that.
I mean, yeah, he could just tell me over his like comms in his brain.
Right? Does that actually? Is that how it works?
No, it's not
I don't
telepathic.
think that's
It's a
how that
comm link, not a.
So here's what I'll actually do because I'm a mechanic and not a fucking actor.
I'm not going to make anybody roll for this. If this is something Toby wants to do, you two can work together to do it.
Actually doing, Arthur, regardless of what Toby thinks or not. I'm going to shut him off, but I'm going to make it so that he turns back on without someone turning him back on.
How soon is he turning back on?
Maybe like 20 minutes.
Okay, that's definitely going to be a roll because that's against Toby's will.
That's fine.
Okay, so Toby, I want to make sure you as a player are okay with this. Like someone just walking over and being like, go to sleep, and punching you in the face.
I would expect that he wasn't gonna do it. Like I would expect that it was a farce. So
Okay.
I totally would, and so he would just switch me off.
Yeah, and on my side of things, I'm thinking, oh, it's just a droid. I'm just gonna.
So what is your mechanics modifier, Toby? Because that's going to be the difficulty Gator's rolling against.
I win. It might be pretty
My
high 'cause-
mechanics modifier, like not just the roll.
No, what would you roll when you roll mechanics?
3 green.
Okay, so your difficulty is 3 purple.
Can do.
I mean, we've been winning a lot of things we shouldn't win. No. we're
Yeah,
winning.
so Toby, you see Gator walking towards you. Maybe you like smile at him, and then you just fucking shut down.
Like son of a.
I do like maybe I just like, oh, where did I put that? And then I just sort of like I set like maybe I have like a some sort of thing I can put in there and just sort of like set a timer to like have him auto reboot or whatever.
Yeah. So one of the stormtroopers is like, "All right, smart guy. Let's see some identification." As the second stormtrooper is plugging a restraining bolt into Toby, which we know doesn't work.
Yeah.
But he's like flipping a switch, and he's like, "Sir, your droid is not restarting. You might want to take this droid in for diagnostics. Seems to be a problem with the restraining bolt port.
Maybe
we're gonna have to fine you for that. That's a felony."
Oh, Oh, happy to.
Yeah,
pay.
modification of a restraining bolt port is you could serve some jail time for this.
You sure it's just not dusty?
I mean, I'll check real quick. So he like pulls the restraining port out and he like takes off his helmet.
And it's your father.
No.
There's another Narutoian under there, and I'm like, yes.
No, it's a human.
Yeah, I get that.
It's Josh Duhamel, if you know who that is. I think he was in one of the Transformers movies. He was also on Las Vegas for like 6 years.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yeah. And he's the stormtrooper sergeant. And he like blows out the restraining bolt port and then plugs it back in, and then slams his helmet back down. Jiggles like the on-off switch. Sir, still got some problems here. I'm afraid we're gonna have to fine you for that. That's a pretty serious offense. You
Very
see
well,
that identification now, sir?
I'm sorry. Say again.
I'm gonna need to see your identification immediately. And like as he keeps asking, like 3 more stormtroopers have come in, and they're all starting. None of them are like pointing weapons at you. They're like checking around the shop, but you notice they're all like slowly raising their rifles now to
I
ready
literally
positions.
don't have any weapons on my person.
That doesn't change the fact that they are getting pretty suspicious of you.
All right. Yeah, I'm just sort of like, it's actually on my droid.
Sir, you don't have any physical identification.
Unfortunately, no.
We're gonna need to take you down to the station real quick and confirm your identity.
I mean, I can.
Security
give you a
purposes, you understand, sir. Sorry about all the trouble here, but we had some reports of rebel sympathizers.
Why would there be rebels on this planet?
I honestly don't know why the rebels exist at all, sir. A sentiment shared by many.
So we actually had some ship malfunction out there, and that's why we're here buying parts from this kind lady.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to put these on. And he hands you a set of binders.
How many stormtroopers did you say there was?
There are currently 4 in the room. It's the officer and 3 supporting stormtroopers.
What type of guns do they have?
They all have heavy blaster rifles.
Is there any here that actually look formidable at all?
I mean, it depends. They all look like stormtroopers.
Yeah, but the
they aren't pushovers, but they aren't a Luke Skywalker, so... At least one of them is incredibly handsome and well-tanned, so...
I'm just like, if you allow me to simply access the droid again, I can potentially find my identity.
Sir, with that restraining bolt port issue, we can't allow the droid to turn back on. He could go crazy at any second and start killing people. This is a Clone Wars era problem. Really, we've just, Oh, sir, I can't give you a history lesson on the problem with droid ships. It goes all the way back to the Katana fleet, sir.
Okay, so,
If you'd like, I can recommend several courses on Tatooine for remedial Old Republic history.
you know what? I'm just gonna beat face, I think.
You're gonna beat face,
Okay.
so you're gonna just start punching everybody in the room?
How many stormtroopers are there?
There are 4 inside.
And there are more outside.
It's implied that there are. A standard Imperial troop transport would hold at least 8, if not more.
Well, the other option is go to their thing, and I'm not willing to go to their thing.
Yeah, it turns out most people don't want to go to the Imperial garrison and be questioned by stormtroopers for hours with no identity card.
You rose the suspicion of the woman behind the counter asking about illegal goods, shut off Toby, and now you're going to punch a bunch of stormtroopers.
Yeah.
Okay.
Man,
so
you
you
cause a
allow
lot
me-
less trouble when
Just
you...
let him role play, for God's sake, Wreckage. Every scene you interrupt with a problem with his role play. Let him play his character.
I don't
So
have a problem with this
you
role.
allow
I'm
me
telling a
to
joke.
first, like, maybe grab the first stormtrooper by the wrist and then shock him before combat starts?
I mean, it's not. You're gonna have like a surprise here because you haven't really been resisting
No,
that
not
much.
at all.
You've just
Yeah.
kind of been an asshole.
That's my intention. I want to shock one of them before.
I mean,
bought
I'll
some
let you
thermal
make an
detonators.
attack roll since they're all one group. You'll be able to hit them all together.
Oh, I mean, like, okay. Is
Yeah.
it not just something like I'm pretty sure like the gloves can be used as like a handshake sort of thing without doing an attack, right?
Yeah, but they're not going to let you touch them.
Okay, that's fair.
They're
enough.
stormtroopers, not
I will
idiots.
definitely make an attack for you, Arthur. What am I rolling against?
Let's see here. They are in engaged melee range with you, so it is 2 purple.
All right.
Engaged melee range?
Yes, you are all engaged with each other. You're within feet of each other. You can reach out and touch each other.
All right, so the moment I make this attack, all of them have to make a fear check as well, by the way.
I mean, they just make a fear check together.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
And their discipline's actually super good. So they're rolling against what?
2 purple.
There's a fairly good chance they're going to crush this because they have 3 yellow. Yeah, they are not afraid of you. So you reach out to touch them, and like the force aura on you is supposed to be like spooky, and they're just like, "Oh shit, he's going for the sergeant. Everybody shoot him."
And then my second attack.
Can you make 2 attacks with gloves?
Boom, 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 boom.
I mean, I was gonna let you make a attack. It's like the surprise round thing.
Well, I mean,
Doesn't
like,
he take a minus to do 2 attacks?
Yeah, in order to do 2 attacks, you'd have to increase the difficulty.
Okay, I'll roll 2 more purple, and the first purple.
It's not increasing. It's turning a purple to a red. It won't matter. The first attack is gonna deal 9 points of damage.
Plus feral strength, which is additional 3 points of damage.
What is that from? I've never even heard of that.
Strength. It's a trait you can get in the Marauder tree.
Okay, which does what?
Yeah, for every point of feral strength, it adds 1. So it only works on the first attack if you do multiple attacks in a turn. So if for the first attack that hits, it adds 3 or whatever rank of feral strength you have and adds that as damage.
Okay.
And it's worth pointing out this is stun damage, by the way, too.
Plus 1 per. Okay, all right. So you hit for a 10 plus 3 for 13. You knock out 3 of them, and it's just the officer left. So tell me, like, how you're shocking all of them in the course of, like, 1 or 2 seconds.
So maybe maybe it's not I shock every single one. Maybe it's like I shock one of them, and then I sort of just launch him at 2 of them or something like that.
Okay.
And knocks the other 2 out, and then I just sort of turn and sort of stalk towards the last one.
All right. Roll for initiative, I guess.
Cool.
Ba, 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 ba.
Oh, I got a fucking.
Ba, 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 ba.
Did you see that text?
What does that do?
You don't roll anything, which is cool.
Oh, so
you still just have a critical and
which
thing.
adds a success because it actually removes the success from.
Yeah. So they still act before you.
Even with a crit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yep, because they have another advantage.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
So you're 1 and 1. Well, we don't even need this.
No, we don't.
They're going first, and this guy immediately calls for backup. He's like, "Oh, we got a problem here down at Matilda's junk shop. Got a Neuralton going crazy, stabbing people with some sort of electricity hands." And he opens up to shoot you in the face with his gun. So he is going to shoot you in the face with a blaster rifle.
Yeah, he gets a black because of and he's in engage range with me.
Yes.
So he gets 2 black then.
And he has no skills because he's alone. So he's got 3 green, 2 black, and 2 purple. He still fucking shoots you in the face. He hits you for 10, 11, 12 points of damage.
Okay,
And it's all stun damage because this is,
7 of it.
he hasn't had a chance to turn it onto kill mode.
Does he get 5 strain?
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty bad. He's literally so afraid of you that he like keeps trying to get back and get further back and get further back. We see the Toby-headed object in the back, and he backs into it, and the thing falls on his head, and he's like, "Oh," and falls unconscious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, he got a lot of strain from that, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man.
Yeah, I mean, when you look outside, the troop transport is empty, and it's just hovering there waiting. But you do
Waiting
hear
to be loaded up with all our new gear.
You do hear it used to just be the transport was going off with the alarm. Now the whole city is like lighting up.
Oh my god.
And you see, as you like look outside, you see that there's a Star Destroyer in geosynchronous orbit, and there's like tiny little stars detaching from it and heading straight down towards the city. The woman is like, "Well, now why would you do that?" And she pulls her blaster back out on you, and is like, "I knew it. You are rebel scum."
No, I just don't have my identification. And I go.
Then why did you attack him?
Because I don't want to go to the garrison. Do you want to go to the garrison?
I pay my taxes. I'm a
I'm
law-abiding
looking at
citizen.
Deactivate him.
my tab.
What was that, Dave?
I'm walking over to Toby, reactivate him.
I mean, you've made it so Toby can't be reactivated for like 20 minutes, right?
I could just switch him back on, right? That was just.
I mean, they were trying to do that, and he didn't turn back on. You've got a useless pile of Toby that's like 18 minutes from turning back on. He's
Alright,
got
so
one of
how-
those kitchen egg timer things.
How many okay, so I'm gonna get the payment thing from the lady. and I'm also gonna
She
pick
will
up-
not. Yeah, I mean, she'll give you your cred stick back, but she's not giving you the parts.
It's fine. Is there anything like? Can I see? Okay, don't worry about it. I'm just gonna pick up Toby and go.
Okay. And you're doing like you're picking your robot up,
Mm-hmm.
and
Just over the shoulder.
and you're just. I mean, he's pretty heavy now.
I got 5 brawn, motherfucker.
Okay, I mean, so you're not that big, but you are fairly strong.
Yeah,
And
I'm
he
like
is.
one away from being the most.
He's pretty
strong.
large. But yeah, you start hoofing it. You're just gonna run through the streets.
Is there like a cloak or something I can grab in this place?
There's probably like a tarp that they keep an engine under.
Yeah, I'll take that.
You know, like a dusty sand cloak that you would use to hide objects when they were outside, so that Tuscan Raiders wouldn't steal them.
That's what I take.
Yeah, you like rip it off the shelf, and she's like, "Hey, you didn't pay for that!" As you go running out the front door.
You took 3,000 credits from us.
That's your response. Okay.
Consider that reimbursing for the top and
Are you literally screaming that as you're running down the street?
yeah.
She doesn't she only hears the first part of that. It's just another one of those Star Wars you muttering things to yourself thing that always happens in Star Wars, where they're
I'm
just
gonna
like
put a call
witty
in.
quip, and someone's like, "But no one can hear that. There's no one around."
I'm gonna put a call in.
I want to talk to Caleb and Malaxi right now. The whole city just had a bunch of alarms go off.
Can we not do what we were doing this whole time?
Which is what?
We were gonna go look for. We were gonna start on leads for our thing.
Okay, what is our thing?
Our thing. Well, she said she would help me with my thing.
Yeah, I'm just gonna
trying to find
kind of help you
the
out.
guy that
Okay.
I'm trying to find.
Use
So
the falls.
that's what we went off to do when they went off to do that.
Okay, you still. How do you want to accomplish this?
So I would want to start wherever you would start when searching for someone, which is to find, an informant on someone who.
I mean, if I was searching for someone, I would Google them, and then maybe I'd call the police. But
Well, sure, but
is this guy in county lockup? Okay, good. Well,
I mean, I guess I don't have a name. Right?
okay, so
Well,
you're looking for someone
that I have to describe to people.
Okay.
So that is, I probably need an informant, Arthur. If you think I can use Google, I'd be happy to use
No,
Google.
no. I mean, if you're looking for someone specific and you don't want to like get on the Imperial HoloNet and start mysterious hooded figure plus lightsaber plus
Well, we'll just go to the local
holocron.
tavern, and they're probably sitting in the corner, right?
Right, they're in the corner of the tavern, right?
They're in the
Arthur?
corner with a really fancy knife, just like.
So where are
Me.
you
I'm-
going to look for this informant?
So I would like to try and appraise for the seedy underbelly of the city.
That's streetwise, not appraise, but
Right, I know. I would like to make that sort of, what would you have it against, Arthur?
I mean, the alarms haven't gone off yet, so just 2 purple for now. It would be a lot harder if the Imperials were looking for you.
Sure.
I could probably definitely help with this.
No need.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
gonna
no
do it
need to.
streetwise.
Yeah, you do find somebody at a local like cantina. You go inside. It's not Mos Eisley. It's not this shitty thug cantina. It's actually
Right.
got like sandstone stairs that come down. It's well maintained. Everything's whitewashed and clean. No one's like getting day drunk. There's people inside during the day getting, like meals, and like orange juice or blue milk, not like whiskey or Corellian ale. And in the corner of the room is the one guy who looks like he belongs in Mos Eisley, but isn't there. Dark robes, a weird mask type thing that only covers the top part of his face, Phantom of the Opera style.
So
he's got dark skin and like a ring through the bottom lip.
So obviously, I've been moving through the city with my hood up at the very least.
Because that's reasonable.
I will sort of motion for Maloxy to take like a booth seat that looks at us.
Yeah.
But then I will just sit down right next to the guy.
All right. Yeah, like a waitress immediately comes over to take your order.
What's that type of whiskey that I like from the first
Corellian?
episode?
Corellian whiskey.
Yeah, I was like, I'll order a Corellian.
Yeah, so she looks at you kind of weird, like, oh, what kind of freak is getting day drunk in here? We're not that kind of place. But she's like, and you want anything with that? Maybe some bantha meat? We got a nice day special steak. 5 credits. It's good. It's real good.
You have something lighter, like a sandwich, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, we got a steak sandwich.
Sure, why not?
All right,
Something
you
lighter.
want the
Yes, it's
crate?
all of the steak with bread.
You want the crate
Oh,
dragon
so
fries to
huge.
go with that?
No, thank you.
All right, okay. So she brings over your drink immediately and starts like making your sandwich in the back. And your informant's just like, "You've made a good choice, friend. The sandwich is quite good.
Thank you. Seems like
The
you're a guy who
whiskey
knows
is
his
terrible,
stuff.
however.
Wait, what did you say?
The whiskey is terrible.
Is it a bad vintage?
It's warm. Everything here is warm."
Yes, I'm not particularly enjoying my time on Tatooine.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes, I agree with you about the temperature and the sand, I imagine.
So I heard you are looking for a man.
Yes, I am looking for, and I give a very detailed description from my Force vision, most likely involved in similar clandestine things.
I know a man like that, involved in clandestine things.
Then that's probably the man I'm looking for. Can you help me find him?
I don't know how shady I want this guy to be. So, oh, you know what? He does it sarcastically. He's like, "Well, normally this is the point of the conversation where I tell you about how my memory needs to be jogged, but it seems like we're both kind of busy here.
Yeah.
And plus, I've got other places to be. I need to get back to, someplace cool and cold.
So let's cut to the chase. How much would you like for this piece of information?
Well, the man you're looking for has a bounty on him, so I think a couple percentage points on the bounty would be good for me, huh? Let's say 10,000 credits.
Couple percentage.
Can I make a check to see if that's a fair skullduggery or streetwise, perhaps?
I mean, there's no check needed here. If you were looking for somebody, 10,000 credits is a lot of fucking money. But given that he's applied that person has a bounty,
And
it
that's
must
like
be a
2%.
really high bounty.
Yeah.
Like,
I'll tell you what, I'm in a hurry too, and I'm not in the mood to haggle over price. So I'll give you 10,000 credits, no questions asked. But if I'm on Tatooine and I need information again, I hope you'll look upon me as a valued customer.
so yeah, he hands you like a burner HoloNet account number. He's like, anytime in the next week you can reach me on this account number.
Boom.
A
Done.
pleasure doing business with you,
I send pictures of my cats to it.
Dr. Navarre.
Oh shit.
Oh
I
shit!
mean, come on. We were talking face to face. He knows the bounty board. This isn't a big oh shit moment.
Nope, it is.
I
He's your
swipe.
student.
Not everything is an oh shit moment. He's not my
He's your
father.
student. He's gonna kill you because he failed him.
So I pay the money, and I assume one of us leaves. I assume he leaves because he's done and he has places to be. Right?
Yeah, like he gets up to leave, and your steak arrives, and he throws a couple like script on the counter to pay for your and his meal.
Oh, how nice. Does he actually tell me where to find this man also?
He's transmitted the information to your HoloNet account.
Perfect. All right. I will look down at my steak sandwich, which isn't a light meal at all. And when that guy leaves, I motion for Maloxy to come over.
I'll come over with my blue milk.
And I like point to half of the sandwich, like one of the halves of the sandwich, and like put it on a plate for her, and then start eating. And
Which
drinking.
one? You get a fucking phone call, I guess.
Some time passes
You're
while we
about to
enjoy our
put the sandwich in
You
your
know,
mouth.
So as you're about to put the sandwich in your mouth, a bunch of alarms go off, and everyone in the area like gets up and starts moving towards the exit of the building.
I'll just
And the windows all have like security things come down, like
Arthur, I'm curious. What was the roll I need to make to recover strain after combat ends?
I think it's like a vigilance, but let me just double check before I give you the wrong answer. So combat is
Because I assume I can't just get it back automatically. at the end.
215. Yeah, I mean you have to roll for it. It's not that bad though. So let's see here. Exceeding wound threshold, blah blah blah. Other effects: death, recovery, natural rest.
End of encounter, it's discipline/cool check.
Yeah, it's a discipline or cool check at the end of an encounter.
Cool. All right.
Okay, you want to roll for that?
Yeah, I do.
No difficulty.
Does being shut down for 20 minutes heal my one strain?
You can roll for it. You were involved in an encounter.
What's our vigilance? Did you say?
Discipline or cool.
Discipline is terrible. Cool is equally terrible, but it's better than discipline.
And you just do a standard check.
You recover nothing.
God damn it. But I look awesome.
Yeah, Toby, you recover yours.
Great.
As the security stuff starts going off, like, what the hell is happening here?
Yeah.
It can't be them. They only went to buy parts. How could you mess that up?
Oh,
You get a phone call. I messed up.
That's we get a text. I
That's
messed up.
Gator.
wow, that took like less than 10 minutes. What did you
Apparently
do?
inquiring that if they are a reputable place of business is enough to call the stormtroopers down.
Did you inquire multiple times?
I
As
like,
if inferring that you wanted to buy something? Not.
I like how specific
would
that question
someone-
is.
Yeah.
Why would someone infer that from a conversation about whether they are reputable business or not?
So I see that the implant improves your intelligence, but not your wits. I understand. That's fine. Well,
If you want to get real secure about it, honestly, wisdom comes from age. And technically speaking, I still have the mental capacities of a 7-year-old.
right. So we don't send you on solo missions anymore if we make it out alive.
So now we're being chased by the Imperials, and we have no parts. Fantastic.
Yep, and they're going to be scouring the entire city, which means our abandoned house is going to be searched for sure. Do you at least have Toby with you?
Yes.
Well, can you put him on?
Currently, I cannot.
I'm sorry, what?
I shut him down.
Hold on a second. You shut down Toby?
Yes.
Let's
All
just
right.
get back to the speeder.
Gator, I'm going to give you an ultimatum. I think you might want to leave him in a dumpster.
On Tatooine?
Capable of carrying.
Jesus.
I don't think that would be a good idea.
Toby will wake up missing a liver.
Let's get back to the speeder.
Toby has almost killed me for less than shutting him off without his permit. Yeah. Well, okay. I mean, hell hath no fury like a Toby scorned. I hope you
I mean, technically speaking, sometimes you can be pretty insufferable.
Jeez.
Well,
Wow, the shade throwing this episode
All right,
is fucking
all right.
real.
Malak's gonna take like a big bite of the sandwich just because you're like, shit, I don't get to eat this. I'm gonna eat it as much as I can with one bite.
He's just like,
Barf. Chug down the blue milk. All right, let's go.
go where? Good question.
oh my god,
Get
you're
the speeder.
drinking
Just
milk.
at least get out. At least get out of the city.
Okay, we have one option for getting out of the city, and that's our land speeder. And the first thing they're going to do when searching for fugitives in a city is look for little tiny dots traveling away from that city across the desert landscape.
So we stay here then. Let them find us.
I think we hold up in that medical facility and dig a hole and then put sand on top of that hole and hope that that's enough.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that.
I don't like the odds of us leaving the city any better.
If only you had a robot that could tell you the odds.
Yeah, if only we had a robot that could tell us the odds.
I would
Always
just use
tell
my
me
jump to
odds.
conclusions matrix.
It's great. You jump.
You
To
literally
conclusions.
got to conclusions. Yeah.
So what is the plan here?
Let's at least meet. Well, our luxury
Yeah.
land cruiser speeder is at the abandoned medical facility, so
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
we at
so
least have to meet there, regardless of what our plan
Okay,
is.
you all meet
And-
there.
Okay.
Since it's 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, why don't we go on a break?
So we got 5 minutes.
Okay.
We
Well,
got
then,
5 minutes. Do you need to take a
what
break
is-
immediately?
What is
Well,
the
no, just a good
likelihood-
way to plan with a plan.
I mean,
what is the likelihood of me being able to hide in plain sight with a robe?
Not very likely. They're going to be checking everybody's ID in a very short amount of time.
I really need to get an ID. It kind of is a little annoying that I don't have one.
that's what you get for being in the Assassin Brotherhood fucking
Yeah.
secret cult.
Hey man, I didn't choose my childhood. All right.
You did. You did. Your character may not have chosen it, but you literally chose it. You were like, Arthur, can I
guess
have
you're
been
right.
raised in a brotherhood of mechanics who punch people in the face? And I was like, you're sure you want to do this? And you're like, yeah, of course. What
It's a
could
cool
go
story,
wrong?
man.
Flash forward to him on Tatooine, running from the police, carrying a robot over his shoulder. So you all make it back to the abandoned medical facility with a luxury land speeder sitting outside that makes it look totally occupied.
Surely we've already established.
As you get back, Toby wakes up. So Toby, you,
What the deuce?
you power
No.
on. You have a
Arthur.
restraining bolt fitted in you.
Arthur, it's an abandoned medical facility, so it clearly had a port for an ambulance. So we
It's not.
just
I
hide-
mean, it's like a clinic. It's 2
Yeah.
rooms. There's
But I
no.
mean-
There's no ambulance point. It's like a veterinary.
Yeah, it's not like a hospital, right?
I'm going
Yeah.
to argue this because we've already had the land speeder would have already been there when stormtroopers.
I
"This is a
I
clearly
was
abandoned
just
building."
juxtaposing how odd it would look.
Okay,
I
well,
was literally mid-line. I don't know.
it's
if
got to
you
be
knew
at
that.
least a tarp over it or something. I mean, or in the alley. There's got to be something going on there. Anyway,
Kinda fucking
so
force point there.
Toby, the restraining bolt still to some extent works. You haven't had the mechanical removal of it, but it doesn't engage your control chip.
Yeah, no, I mean, like, I'd take the standing bow down. I mean,
Okay.
Already did?
yeah, I'll take it out.
Oh, okay. Well,
Alright.
yeah, I assume you'd probably do that when he turned me back on, or when he tried to turn me back on. Yeah, I wake up and I'm just like, wait, what? Wait, what? What the fuck? Did you just turn me off?
not only to turn you off, the entire empire is now looking for us.
Whee! Whee!
Like- You honestly fucking switched me off and then didn't get us out of the situation?
Whee!
They
We
put
don't
in
have
my
to-
ID. I didn't have an ID.
Toby, I understand your frustration, but right now we need to focus on how we're going to hide in a city that's about to be completely combed over by the empire.
Okay, you
and
notice
that's
that
when
my
you-
arm thing is twitching.
That's when you hear the scream of a TIE fighter going over the city extremely slowly. Yeah, but slow for a TIE fighter is still several hundred miles an hour.
Of course.
What the fuck?
All right, new plan. We're stealing,
just a God.
stealing a fucking ship and getting off this fucking pile of sand. Oh God.
I have an idea. I think we can go to ground. And I checked my HoloNet information that he sent over. I'm sure I glanced over it before.
Yeah.
Is he in Anchorhead?
No. Okay, so it includes a route for you. They want you to head south of Anchorhead and then west 170 kilometers through the Junlin Waste. At the edge of the Junlin Waste, there's a residence that this particular person's been spotted at.
Nope, I don't do the Junlin Wastes. No, just kidding.
I mean, the Junlin Wastes are filled with Jawas and
yeah, it's the worst place I would ever be in the
It's
fucking
literally
galaxy.
the worst place in the world for droids.
So I'm going to send a message to my new contact, and it's like, sorry to come after you so soon, but it turns out the Empire is coming over this town, and you know who I am. So how would you like to make a bunch of money to help hide some fugitives?
So he's like, what if I just made a bunch of money selling the location of some fugitives instead?
Well,
You literally can't compete with the fucking Empire's offer.
I mean, you can. It's not that
we
hard to
actually
compete
do have
with the
more
Empire.
money than our combined bounties.
Yours just went up a 0.
Yeah. Well, and so you have. I mean, how much did you spend of the 500,000
I
credits?
have
that
like
we
$300,000 left.
All right, I have. I still have $500,000 left.
So the point is, if he turns you in, it's not like he personally captured you. He's gonna get part of the bounty.
Right. So I'm gonna do
But he
that.
doesn't know where we are.
Like I thought you were a little busy for this song and dance. You know I can pay, and you know you're not going to get very much money, and you're going to lose a customer. Let's not play with each other here. Let's just do business.
They do say a customer gained is a customer earned. What is it you need?
We just need to go to ground while the Empire's combing this city. Anywhere that they won't find us for the day, however long they typically search in one of these events.
Oh, it'll be a while. I know a place where we can hide you, but it's gonna cost.
Yeah, I literally bitch slapped 4 stormtroopers.
Don't give the specifics away. I'm texting this, I imagine. So I'm like, name your price.
$20 dude.
Yeah, he's
$20.
his price is 5,000 Imperial credits, and he also wants you to perform a job for him while you're on planet.
Can do. That sounds like a good fucking roleplay movement.
He has a person that he needs to be neutralized.
Like
Uh,
zapped until he's unconscious.
No, we just need to make sure his pH is around 3.5.
Of course.
So
Thank you so much.
I will say, absolute 100% yes to the money, and we will discuss the job while you're hiding us.
He's like, you will agree to the job now.
I will get the job done.
Very well. And then we have a short montage of you guys entering,
Wait.
like,
We also have a quick scene where I'm like, listen, Gator, if I'm needing to be switched off for any reason, 3 quick taps on the back of me neck, I drop like a sack of rocks, okay? This is the plan from now on.
that's
I'm
okay.
glad
You're
we
saying that
discussed
as you hear like someone doing the sewer manhole, like as they're like locking something above you, and then we hear like a scratching noise. We do the XCOM 2 style bass outline as we go up to someone dragging a rug over top of this hatch, and you're in the back of somebody's residence where they're like turning on and activating all of this like anti-information equipment, like heat sensor bafflers and like thermal bafflers, sound bafflers.
So please tell me that we are in like
You're in a bomb shelter.
You're in a
built
okay.
for like 2 people.
so we're in a dark room, like
You're in a dark room that's
under
got
like
like
in a tiny dark
survival
room
rations.
hidden below a house.
Yes.
Okay, Moloxy is not talking to anyone. Moloxy is not doing anything. If anyone tries to approach Moloxy, she's going to hiss and flash her claws at you.
Excellent.
Just to let you guys know.
Maybe someone approaches you and you hiss in the darkness and we get
Yeah.
like the light
It's like
reflecting
just
off
the
of
eyes.
your eyes, and that's where we go to break because we're a little bit past. All right.
By
well,
the way, before we go to break,
Oh,
Cottontailed fan art. I will put it
yeah,
in
that
chat right
content.
now.
No, I already put it in chat, bro.
Of
Oh,
course
okay, it's right there.
I put the
Yeah,
finger art
it
in
is super
chat.
awesome, and thank
Yeah.
you so much, Cotton.
Good job, Cotton.
It's in the description section for those of you on YouTube. We'll be back in about 6 minutes for the rest of this episode. Let's see if we can have Wreckage and Dave argue a bunch more about what their characters should do. Isn't that really the mechanic we try to emphasize on this show? Is how much
That's
they
what
can
role-playing games are all
argue out of character about their characters' terrible decisions.
Yeah.
Remember, we'll be back in about 6 minutes. Thanks so much.
Love you.